going on, everybody? Today we're going to be comparing the carbon fiber SF intake from COBB against the OEM intake. We're going to do a little bit of weight comparison, some driving sound comparison and such. Also go over some visual comparisons as far as design characteristics of the COBB versus the OEM. So let's just get right into the comparison. So the major design difference between the COBB and the OEM, as you can see, the COBB is one solid piece all the way back to the filter here. So you got your air scoop and your filter set up. It takes its design kind of from the S209 OEM design, which is pretty cool. You can see it's just pretty simple. Hose, connector, and then your air scoop filter setup. Now going back to the OEM style, the OEM is not too bad of a design. As you can see, that's where the air scoop goes. Here's the air scoop. Just a big box, so it's a little bit more restrictive. That the OEM intake actually does well by its design. That's why you hear people say that adding an intake doesn't really do anything, and it really doesn't unless you're tuned for it. So it's always got to make sure you got a good tune. But the design of this, you can see the panel filter versus a cone filter. It's a little bit more restrictive right here in this tube, where the COBB is a little bit more gradual, smoother airflow transition through here. So it's just some basic design differences between this and the COBB. Plus the COBB looks 10 times better, if that matters. But let's get a little bit of a weight comparison, and then we'll get out on the road so you can hear the sound differences. Total weight for the COBB Redline carbon fiber intake and all supporting hardware, roughly 5.5 pounds. And the box had been tared, so the box weight is not included in that weight. Weight of the factory intake, right at 5 pounds. So interestingly enough, the stock intake's a ½ pound lighter than the carbon fiber intake. I never would have figured that, but there you go. The weight of the box was tared, so you got 4 pounds, right at 5 pounds there. So we're at the end of the comparison between the carbon fiber intake and the OEM box back there. So just some notes. Stock box, ambient air temp, it would run a degree or two higher than ambient. COBB carbon fiber intake here would run a roughly 4 to 6 degrees higher than ambient temp, just something to keep in mind. The car had been flashed to the Stage 1 Plus map. Also, if the in-car footage, if you hear a little bit increased in NVH there, running Cusco engine mounts, braces and such all the way through the drive line, so it just kind of makes the inside of the car a little bit rougher, louder sounding, but I like it, so it's just a personal preference. But is this any better than the original SF intake COBB offers? Can't say for sure. Based upon COBB's own percentage gains, no, they're identical. I've never seen any dyno numbers to prove otherwise. So, but it really just depends on the direction you want to go. Obviously, you see the boxes in the back there. I got some other plans for the car, and I like carbon fiber, so it was a win-win situation for me. That really about sums it up. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. We'll catch you in the next one.